But as Michael learnt more and more, didn't it make it frustrating that there were people all the time telling him how to do it when he must have realised that he knew himself?
Since a lot of people were telling you how to do your songs and things, was it frustrating to you, and because you wanted to do it a certain way?
Yes, a lot of times. I've had a couple of disputes with a couple of producers at Motown about that question you just asked, and it became a major thing. Berry Gordy came down to the studio, and it kind of got out of hand a little bit, but we finally solved it, and I was right. It's, the producer wanted me to pronounce words a certain way. I told him, you pronounce the words so precisely, it takes away from the feeling of the song, and we got into a little thing with that. But it was over, and that I was right, and I won. But it was a good learning point, because I knew what he wanted, but what he wanted, it took away so much. It really did.
And how about the leadership within the Jacksons? Because presumably when they started, or maybe when it was started, was it the oldest who were in charge, and then maybe Michael, perhaps learnt more than the others. He wanted to be in charge.
When you guys started, was it just the oldest Jackie? Was it Jackie who was in charge, and then as you guys grew, as you started learning more and more, did you want to be in charge?
There was really no head of the group. Well, people always called me a leader because I was always up front singing and dancing, but there was really no leader. We always looked up to Jackie because he's the oldest brother. He's like hovers over us, and we respect him so much more. But there was really no leader. We just let the audience choose what they think or what they like, because it's for them, through us. And if they want to call this person a leader or that's fine.
But what about in terms of, say, the band, the Jacksons making decisions amongst themselves as to what material they do or that kind of thing? Who chose in the end?
In the end, who chose the materials for what you guys wanted to do in the band?
We would all sit down together and discuss the whole overall. If it was a dispute or something, it would never end up as a fight or anything. We just all sit down. See, it's mainly we mostly have the same idea, so it's never a real problem. No, we'll do it this way. No, you like it that way. No, we can't do it that way. We mainly have the same ideas. If there is another idea, it's for the better of the situation. And they say, yeah, that is a good idea. It's never to a point where you vote or give this person power because he's a leader but we all have our own ideas.
And whose idea was it that Michael should have a solo career as well as his career within the group?
Whose idea was it for you to have a solo career as well as having a career with your brothers?
That was Berry Gordy's idea. In our early years at Motown, he thought that I should, spin out and do a little more different things, different kinds of music, not to be obligated to one sound. And so when I recorded the song Got to Be There, that was my first solo album, Got to Be There. And it was a different type of music that I loved. And of course it had its soul flavorings as well as a pop feel, whatever you want to call it. It was music, and it was beautiful. And that was my first solo hit record. And then came Ben, which was a soundtrack to a movie about rats. And wherever we tour, the whole world demand to hear it. We can't get off stage. People start chanting for Ben. And I Want to Be Where You Are, which was a big hit. Diana Ross's brother wrote that for me. Then Rockin' Robin, which was an old song, I recorded, was a hit as well. And then finally we come to my newer songs, because when we left Motown, we joined CBS, and we did a couple of albums. We signed a contract for, a certain amount of albums for the Jacksons and a certain amount for me as a solo artist. And my turn came, and that's when Off the Wall came about.
When they left Motown and left the kind of situation where so many decisions had been made, and was it difficult for them to adjust to not being with Motown?
When you left Motown, so many decisions were made. Was it difficult not, to adjust?
Yeah, that's a very true question, because at Motown, it's a much smaller company. You know every face that's there. You even know the secretaries by name who work. And when you have a problem about anything, you can call Berry Gordy right up. He'll come down and he'll discuss it. Now, CBS is millions of employees all over the world. And, God, it's hard to adjust to such a big family of people. When you do want to call somebody, you call long distance to New York, long distance to Brazil, or long distance to England, and you get to know the person by business, but not by, it's like a personal friend. And Barry was, as well as our manager, he was fatherly too. He was. And we could relate to him much better. But I'm really getting into the feeling, into the groove of dealing with CBS. I'm beginning to know everybody. They're so huge. God.